Sometimes in our daily life, we move so fast that everything begins to blur. We rush from one task to the next, trying to figure things out, only to realize that the faster we run, the less we actually see. It's strange how the answers we chase hide themselves when we chase too hard. And sometimes, when we finally pause just for a breath, the path we were searching for quietly reveals itself beneath our feet. A reminder for tonight: stillness reveals the path we couldn't see in motion. Welcome to SleepyZenStory. You are safe here. You are home here. And tonight, we walk together into a soft, moonlit world where silence teaches more than words ever could. Take a slow breath in, inhale, and let it fall gently out, exhale. As you breathe, imagine a slow rhythm beneath your chest, like a distant heartbeat echoing from a faraway mountain. Steady, unrushed, each beat softer than the one before it. Around you, picture delicate snowflakes drifting through the night, weightless, floating with no urgency, guided only by silence.
Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a quiet forest. Tall pines rise around you, their branches heavy with new snow. There's no wind tonight, only the faint whisper of flakes landing softly on ancient wood. Ahead of you, a river lies frozen in the moonlight. The surface glows silver, as if moonlight and ice were made of the same breath. The air here is cold, but not biting. It carries a peaceful clarity, like the world has been washed clean. You take a step forward, and your foot sinks gently into fresh snow. It makes a soft, crisp sound, a sound that belongs only to winter nights where no one else has walked. You continue slowly, each step deliberate, each breath leaving a small cloud that drifts upward and disappears. Somewhere far away, that distant temple bell rings again. Its vibration travels through the trees, through the snow, through your body, like a reminder that you are exactly where you need to be. Tonight, you are not rushing anywhere. Tonight, you are learning to see. You walk alongside the frozen river until the forest begins to shift. The trees grow older, their trunks thicker, their branches bending with silent wisdom. The snowfall becomes slower, as if time itself is moving at half speed. Here, the world feels untouched, as if no footsteps have crossed this path for 100 winters. You pause, not because you need to, but because something inside you wants to. The silence invites you. It asks nothing of you, demands nothing, expects nothing. And for the first time in a long time, you allow yourself to simply be. The lesson begins to form in your chest, not as words, but as a quiet knowing. Stillness reveals what motion hides. And so you stand there, breathing, listening, allowing stillness to work its quiet magic.
As you continue walking, you notice a faint glow ahead, a warm golden light flickering between the trees. You move toward it, not quickly, not eagerly, just naturally, as if the light were an old friend calling your name in a whisper. Soon you reach a small wooden bridge, arched gently over the river. At the center of the bridge stands an elderly figure holding a lantern. Their posture is calm, unshaken by the cold, their presence warm like the lantern light itself. They turn toward you, but do not speak. They simply nod, a gesture filled with kindness, as if they expected you to arrive exactly at this moment. You step onto the bridge. The wood creaks softly under your feet, but the sound feels comforting, like an old memory waking up. You walk off the bridge, lantern in hand, and suddenly the snow around you glows softly. Only a small patch at first, just enough to light the next step, then another, and another. Slowly, you realize the lantern only illuminates the ground when you are still. When you walk too fast, the glow dims. When you pause, the path brightens. You test it. You stop. The snow in front of you lights up beautifully, as if revealing a trail carved just for you. You rush forward. The light fades instantly. A gentle truth settles in your chest. The way forward becomes clear only when you move slowly enough to see it. The more you slow down, the more the path appears, not all at once, but step by step, moment by moment. Exactly the way life reveals its answers when we finally stop trying to outrun ourselves. You continue walking at a slow, mindful pace. The lantern glows steadily, showing you just enough path to take the next step without fear. Snow continues to fall, but now it feels like the world is folding around you in a comforting embrace. With each breath, your mind softens. Your worries grow distant. Your heartbeat synchronizes with the steady glow of the lantern in your hand. Then, the forest opens into a wide clearing. The moon hangs low above you, a silver guardian in the quiet sky. You sit on a smooth stone, covered in a thin layer of snow. The lantern rests beside you, its glow still warm, still steady. You breathe in deeply. The air tastes clean, like new beginnings. And as you exhale, you feel a clarity forming within you, a clarity that doesn't come from thinking, but from resting. Sometimes the answers you needed were waiting in the silence long before you ever arrived. Close your eyes in the story now. Feel the world around you slowing even more. The snowfall becomes softer. The glow of the lantern becomes warmer. The moon's reflection on the snow grows smoother, like a gentle breath across glass. Your muscles loosen, your heartbeat slows. Your mind opens to the kind of rest that heals quietly, invisibly, from the inside out. Here, stillness is not empty. It is full of clarity, full of presence, full of the parts of yourself you forget when life moves too fast. Let your breath fall into a calm rhythm. In, soft and slow. Out, even softer. Feel your entire body melting into the quiet world around you. For the first time in a long time, there is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to outrun. Only rest, only peace, only this moment. As you sit in the clearing, you realize something. The lantern never truly lit the snow. It lit you, your presence, your awareness, your ability to finally slow down and see clearly. The path was always there. You just needed to stop moving so fast to notice it. You inhale gently. The cold air enters with ease. You exhale slowly. Your breath joins the snowfall and disappears. With your next slow breath, you feel a shift inside you. Stillness is not the absence of movement. It is the presence of understanding. You were never lost. You were just moving too quickly to see the road. And now, as the lantern glows one last time, you realize the truth. The path beneath the snow is the path within yourself. You stand up slowly. The lantern flickers as if nodding in approval. The forest is silent. The river is calm. The moon watches gently as you begin to walk back the way you came. But this time, you're not searching for anything. You're simply moving with the soft rhythm of the night, step by step, breath by breath, at a pace that feels like peace. The lantern grows dimmer as you reach the edge of the forest, not because the light is dying, but because you no longer need it. The path is clear now, inside you, around you, ahead of you. And as the lantern finally fades, you realize you are walking by the light of your own stillness. You continue your gentle walk, each step pressing softly into the fresh snow, like you're writing quiet messages the world already understands. The pine trees around you lean slightly inward, as if creating a soft, living tunnel meant only for those who walk slowly enough to notice its embrace. The moonlight rests on each branch, turning the needles into thin silver threads woven through the night. And as you move,
You realize your body has settled into a natural rhythm, slow, steady, unforced. Not walking toward anything, not walking away from anything, just moving in harmony with the breath of the forest. Every inhale feels like winter air cleaning the inside of your chest. Every exhale feels like release, old tension melting into the cold and disappearing into the night. The snowfall becomes gentler, flakes drifting sideways as if reluctant to land. The silence grows deeper, and with each passing minute, your mind softens further into stillness.
After a while, you notice an ancient tree standing alone at the side of the path. Thick trunk, deep roots, branches spread wide like open arms, offering rest. You approach it naturally, as if it has been waiting for you to return to yourself. You place your hand gently against its cold bark. It's rough, textured, steady, a presence that doesn't move, but holds everything together with quiet strength. You sit beneath it. The snow beneath the branches is thin and soft, untouched by wind. Leaning back against the trunk, you feel the stillness within the tree slowly merging with your breath. The world continues quietly around you, soft flakes drifting, a distant bell echoing, the frozen river humming below. The tree teaches without words. Some things don't need to chase. Some things don't need to reach. Some things are strong because they know how to stay still. You close your eyes, and for a moment, you feel rooted too. As you rest beneath the tree, the snowfall begins to shift. It becomes finer, softer, almost weightless. The kind of snow that barely touches your skin before melting into invisibility. It falls like a whisper, and for a moment you could swear the snow is speaking, not in words, not in language, but in feeling. A message rises inside you as naturally as breath. It is okay to slow down. It is okay to not know everything yet. You will see what you need to see when you stop forcing the world to reveal itself. The whispering snowfall wraps around you like a blanket of quiet truth, and with every soft flake touching the ground, your mind loosens further into calm.
When you open your eyes, the lantern, once bright, then dim, now barely glowing, sits beside you in the snow. It has only one small ember left, a gentle pulse, like the last heartbeat of a dream before morning. You pick it up. The metal feels cool, but the ember glows warmly in your hands. The light doesn't try to grow. It doesn't struggle.
It simply exists, small, steady, peaceful. And you understand, you don't need bright answers. You don't need loud clarity. Sometimes the softest ember is enough to guide the next quiet step. You breathe slowly, and the ember pulses once, again, gently, matching your breath. Then at last, not fading, but settling, the ember becomes still. The lantern has given you all it needed to give. The rest of the light is already inside you. You stand once more and begin walking again. But this time, the forest feels different. Not brighter, not louder, just clearer. The trees seem older, the snow softer, the path smoother. Not because the world changed, but because you did. The lantern is no longer your guide. Your breath is. Your calm is. Your stillness is. As you move, the moonlight follows you like a gentle guardian. The frozen river glows on your right, reflecting the sky, as if holding a second moon beneath the ice. The temple bell rings again, its sound now softer, warmer, almost like a lullaby offered to those who have finally learned to slow down. And as you take your final steps through the moonlit forest, one quiet truth settles into your heart. You are no longer searching. You are simply being. And that is enough.
The pines slowly thin out, and the forest opens into a wide clearing covered in untouched snow, smooth as silk, glowing under the moon like a quiet silver lake. You step into it gently, as if entering a sacred place that asks for quiet footsteps and an open heart. The air here feels different, lighter, almost warm despite the winter cold. The moon above seems closer, as though it leaned down just a little to watch over this moment with soft curiosity. You walk to the center of the clearing, and the snow beneath your feet feels softer than before, like the world is cushioning every step you take. You pause, letting the silence sink into your bones, letting the vastness of the open space remind you of something simple. Your mind becomes clearer when your world becomes quieter. You breathe, and the clearing breathes with you.
You look behind you and notice your footprints stretching back to the forest's edge. They are the only marks in the clearing, a gentle reminder of the journey you've taken tonight. But as the snowfall continues, flake by delicate flake, your footprints begin to fade. Slowly, softly, naturally. And soon, the snow becomes smooth again, clean, untouched, as if you were never burdened by the steps behind you. A quiet truth rises inside. Some things are meant to disappear. Some worries don't need to follow you. Some memories look for closure, and life, in its own time, gives them snow to gently settle into. The fading footprints teach you to release the weight you no longer need. You exhale, and the clearing accepts it.
You tilt your head upward and feel the sky listening,
as though the universe itself has leaned closer to hear your breath. The stars above flicker gently, not shining loudly, but glowing with a soft patience that matches your heartbeat. The clouds drift slowly, barely noticeable, moving at a pace that reminds you not everything in life needs to happen quickly. The moon's glow spreads across your face like a quiet blessing. Calm, cool, comforting. And as you stand there, the sky feels less like a ceiling and more like a companion, a quiet, ancient friend who has watched 1,000 winters and learned the value of silence. Under this sky, your thoughts soften until only peace remains.
A deep, warm audiobook. A soft breeze rises, barely strong enough to move the snowflakes, but just enough to brush gently against your face. It carries with it a subtle warmth, a warmth not from the air, but from the stillness you've allowed within yourself. You begin walking again, but the path now feels dreamlike, not straight, not curved, just naturally unfolding with each soft step. Your thoughts grow lighter, slower, more distant. Every breath becomes a soft drift deeper inward. Every step becomes a gentle folding into rest. Your senses dim, your body loosens, your mind becomes softer than the snowfall around you. This isn't sleep yet, but the gentle slope just before sleep arrives. The world feels like a dream forming around you from quiet and moonlight.
The forest returns as you walk once more beneath the pines, but the trees look different now, blurred at the edges, softened, as though they're slowly dissolving into the quiet night. They no longer stand as tall silhouettes. Instead, they appear like gentle shadows, guiding you forward with a peaceful presence. The snowfall slows with you. Each flake drifts downward at a dreamlike pace, floating so slowly that it feels as though time itself is stretching, encouraging you to linger in this tender moment. The world around you becomes softer, quieter, warmer in spirit. Your footsteps become lighter, barely leaving any imprint on the snow. You move with the ease of someone no longer bound to hurry, someone who has found a rhythm deeper than walking, a rhythm that feels closer to breathing than motion. You realize you are no longer fully in the forest and not fully in a dream. You're somewhere between them, a threshold where waking thoughts fade and the mind begins to settle into peace. The boundary between the world around you and the world inside you blurs beautifully. A gentle warmth grows in your chest, spreading through your ribs, shoulders, and down your arms. Your breathing deepens naturally, as if sleep is drawing nearer with every inhale. Your eyelids feel heavier, not from exhaustion, but from comfort, like soft hands inviting them to rest. The forest continues to fade into a blend of moonlight, drifting snow, and silence.
Every sound grows distant, every thought becomes light. You are wrapped in stillness, supported by it, carried by it. You are ready now, not just for rest, but for the deep surrender that sleep brings. The path has led you here. The stillness has opened the way. And sleep waits quietly just beyond your next slow breath.
There is a moment, just before sleep, when the mind loosens its grip on the day. Not in a dramatic way, but like a hand slowly releasing a stone it no longer needs to hold. You might feel that release now, a gentle unfurling inside the chest, a quiet surrender behind the eyes. The world around you softens. Sounds become distant, almost like they're being wrapped in snowfall. Your breath settles into a rhythm that asks nothing of you. Each exhale drifts further from the noise of thought, further into a field of stillness that's been waiting beneath everything. And in that stillness, you notice something subtle. You don't need to try to fall asleep. Sleep is already approaching, like a tide coming in on its own time, its own quiet certainty. All you have to do is let yourself drift inward, the way a leaf follows the wind without resistance. This is the soft drift, the body resting, the mind loosening, the heart settling into a peace older than memory. Now the edges of your awareness begin to blur, gently, like ink melting into water. Your thoughts lose their sharpness, losing their urgency, losing their shape. They turn into soft currents, drifting, folding, disappearing. There is nothing to solve now, nothing to anticipate, nothing to revisit. You feel yourself dissolving into comfort, dissolving into quiet, dissolving into a space where even silence has softness. The breath continues on its own, like a small river flowing through a night forest. You float on that rhythm. You become part of it. Your body feels lighter. Your mind feels dimmer. Your awareness gently dissolves until all that's left is presence without effort. Like snow disappearing on a warm palm. Like footprints slowly filling in under fresh snowfall. Imagine a small lantern inside you, warm, steady, comforting. It guides you through the waking world. But now, as sleep draws near, the lantern begins to dim. Not because the light is fading, but because the night is inviting. The flame lowers. It flickers calmly. It settles into a glow meant for rest, not movement. As the lantern dims, your inner world becomes gentler. Colors become softer. Thoughts become slower. Everything becomes a little more distant,
the way scenery fades when fog rolls in over a quiet valley. You feel no rush to hold on to anything. The dimming is peaceful, natural, exactly what your body craves. You are becoming ready, not through effort, but through easing, through calming, through letting the lantern glow low enough for dreams to finally approach. You're standing, not physically, but within your awareness, on a quiet bridge between two worlds. Behind you is the day, still and unmoving now. Ahead of you is the gentle realm of dreams. You don't walk across this bridge. You simply allow yourself to be carried, as though the bridge itself moves beneath you, guiding you forward. The night air around you is cool, filled with the soft hush of snowfall. A distant temple bell echoes once, slow, drifting, fading. Each note guiding you deeper into stillness, deeper into peace, deeper into the space where dreams bloom. The bridge doesn't hurry you. It simply brings you closer with each breath, closer to rest, closer to ease, closer to the landscape where thoughts become images and images become dreams.
Now you reach the far side of the bridge, not with steps, but with surrender. Like a feather finally settling on the earth after a long, gentle fall. Your body is deeply relaxed now. Your mind is quiet. Your inner world feels open, vast, and welcoming. Night has wrapped around you like a warm blanket, soft and weightless. There is nothing left for you to do, nothing left to hold, nothing left to think about. You surrender, gently, completely, peacefully. Not in defeat, but in trust. Trust that rest will take you where you need to go. Trust that stillness will reveal paths you couldn't see in motion. Trust that the night embraces you without condition. This is the final drift, the moment where awareness melts into dreams, where you step fully into nightfall and let sleep carry you the rest of the way. Thoughts now move like shadows across snow, faint, silent, barely noticeable. Each one rises softly and dissolves just as softly. Nothing stays long enough to matter. Nothing asks for your attention. Nothing has weight. You may notice your mind drifting toward small fragments, a memory, a sound, a feeling, only for them to vanish before they fully form. This is natural. This is the mind preparing for sleep, loosening the final threads that tie you to wakefulness. Your breath remains steady, warm, and rhythmic. And with each exhale, another layer of thought fades away, until the mind becomes a vast, open field, untouched and quiet.
Thoughts now move like shadows across snow, faint, silent, barely noticeable. Each one rises softly and dissolves just as softly. Nothing stays long enough to matter. Nothing asks for your attention. Nothing has weight. You may notice your mind drifting toward small fragments, a memory, a sound, a feeling, only for them to vanish before they fully form. This is natural. This is the mind preparing for sleep, loosening the final threads that tie you to wakefulness. Your breath remains steady, warm and rhythmic, and with each exhale, another layer of thought fades away until the mind becomes a vast open field, untouched and quiet. Now the body feels strangely light, as if gravity has softened its touch. Your limbs lie still, but they no longer feel tied to the bed. Your hands, your feet, your shoulders, all seem to float just slightly, like driftwood resting on calm water. This weightlessness is the body's way of signaling safety, a whisper that it is ready to fully let go. No tension, no resistance, just softness spreading through every muscle, every joint, every breath. You don't move because you don't need to. Stillness feels natural, even comforting, like something you were always meant to return to. The silence around you thickens, becoming not an absence of sound, but a presence of peace. It's the kind of silence that feels alive, the kind that reaches into you and pulls everything into harmony. In this silence, even your deeper thoughts become quiet. The mind stops producing words. It begins to speak through sensations, through images, through soft currents, instead of sentences. This silence is old. It's the silence beneath the noise of daily life, the silence we forget exists. Tonight, you are sinking back into it, gently, slowly, naturally.
Imagine a snowfall inside your mind, calm, steady, delicate. Each flake descends slowly, covering every thought, every worry, every restless corner. You feel the mind becoming blanketed, softened, muted. The snow doesn't freeze anything. It quiets it. It gives everything permission to rest. This inner snowfall creates a landscape where nothing feels urgent, nothing feels loud, nothing feels unfinished. It is all simply falling into place, settling into stillness, moment by moment. Your breath becomes a river, gentle, flowing, unbroken. A river moving under moonlight, quiet enough that its surface looks like glass. As you breathe, that river carries you forward, carrying you deeper into calm, deeper into rest, deeper into the soft center of yourself. You don't guide the river. You don't steer it. You simply float. And the moon above, pale, serene, reflects across your inner world, creating a silver glow behind your closed eyes. This is where dreams begin, where they gather at the edges of consciousness, waiting patiently for you to arrive. Here, the final knots of the day begin to unravel, not with force, but with ease. The shoulders release what they held. The jaw loosens its grip. The brow smooths itself naturally. Even the small tensions, the ones you didn't know you were carrying, unravel and fall away. It's as though the body remembers how to be soft, how to be unburdened, how to let the night hold it gently. This unraveling leaves behind nothing but comfort, Dreams rarely begin with clarity. They start as glimmers, faint glowing edges at the border of your awareness. You may not see them fully yet, but you feel their warmth, their softness, their invitation. These first steps into dreamlight require no action from you. You simply allow your mind to drift toward the glowing edges, toward the gentle blur of imagery forming behind closed eyes. This is the threshold where imagination begins to blend with rest, where your inner world starts to reshape itself into something fluid, peaceful, and dream-bound. Time loosens now. Minutes stop feeling like minutes. There is no schedule year, no direction, no measurement. The past grows quiet. The future steps back. Only the present remains, soft, still, unhurried. This surrender of time is one of the deepest gifts of rest. You are free from the clock, free from momentum, free from expectation. You exist only inside this moment, a moment that stretches out like a calm night sky, vast and comforting. Now the descent begins, slow, gentle, effortless. You feel yourself drifting downward, not physically, but inwardly, like sinking into warm water, like being lowered into a soft cocoon of darkness and comfort. This descent has no bottom. It simply guides you deeper into layers of rest you rarely reach while awake. Layer after layer, you sink further into ease, into warmth, into the quiet core of sleep. You are safe in this descent. You are held by it. You are ready for it. You don't need to find the doorway into sleep. It finds you. It opens on its own, slowly, silently, like a paper door sliding aside with the gentlest touch. You feel the doorway opening now, a shift in your breathing, a soft drop in awareness, a warm heaviness behind your eyes. These are signs that sleep has come close, close enough to reach you without effort. All you have to do is lean into the moment. Lean into the softness. Lean into the warmth pulling you inward. The doorway stands open. You are already crossing it. As you step through the open doorway, you feel a gentle pull, not forceful, not urgent, but steady. It's the quiet pull of the night inviting you deeper into rest. Your breath slows even more, as though matching the rhythm of something larger and calmer than yourself. Your body grows heavier, resting deeper into the surface beneath you. Every inhale brings softness. Every exhale releases the last bits of tension still lingering in the corners of your being. You are being drawn inward, wrapped in an invisible comfort you don't have to earn. The night is pulling you toward its center, a place free of noise, free of pressure, free of thought. Inside this quiet, you notice faint echoes of the day, tiny flashes of memory, small whispers of unfinished thoughts, but they don't cling the way they normally do. Each echo rises like a faint ripple, then fades, dissolving before it has the chance to form fully. You don't chase them. You don't follow them. You simply witness them passing through. This fading is a sign. Your mind is no longer holding on to the day. It is letting everything fall away, like snow sliding off a quiet rooftop in the night.
Now, a curtain of drowsiness begins to fall. A slow, warm veil settling over your thoughts. It doesn't block anything. It softens everything. The world becomes hazy. Your inner voice becomes quiet. Your awareness begins to blur around the edges. This curtain doesn't force sleep. It prepares it. It signals to every part of you that rest is the only thing needed now. The only thing the night is asking of you. You feel yourself drifting, slowly, gently, through this soft curtain of drowsiness. Beneath you, warmth expands, subtle, steady, embracing. It rises around your body not like heat, but like reassurance. You sink into it without resistance. Your muscles release without asking permission. Your breath aligns with the warmth, moving slower, deeper, smoother. This sinking is peaceful. It feels like being carried by something soft and familiar, as though the night itself is holding you, keeping you safe, keeping you steady. You sink deeper, and the world becomes quieter. Awareness begins to dissolve now, gently and gradually. You still exist, but you no longer feel like you're thinking. You no longer feel like you're observing. You become a presence without edges, calm, floating, open. Thoughts turn into sensations. Sensations turn into stillness. Awareness thins, like mist fading under soft moonlight. You are slipping into the early stages of dream space, not suddenly, but like drifting on a slow-moving tide.
Deep within, you feel a soft, steady pulse. Not a heartbeat, but a quiet rhythm of peace. It resonates through the body like a gentle hum, soothing every part of you it touches. This pulse guides you, slowing your breath, loosening your thoughts, carrying you farther from the waking world. It is the rhythm of sleep approaching, slow, steady, comforting. You follow it naturally. You follow it effortlessly. Now a soft fog gathers in your mind, thick but gentle, warm but weightless. This fog is where dreams begin to grow, forming in shapes not yet clear, not yet solid. You drift through it without direction. It surrounds you. It quiets you. It softens what remains of your alertness. The edges of the day have vanished. The fog holds the space where dreams will soon take form. Calm, imaginative, safe. Your awareness begins to sway gently, like a lantern hanging from a slow-moving branch. Not enough to wake you, just enough to rock you deeper into rest. This swaying is comforting. instinctive, familiar. It mimics the rhythms that once lulled you into sleep long before you understood the world. You let yourself be rocked, back and forth, in and out, closer and closer to dream space.
You feel the presence of a vast night sky above you, not visually, but emotionally, wide, open, endless, still. This feeling settles over you like a soft blanket, comforting and expansive. Under this sky, everything slows, everything softens, everything becomes peaceful in a way that only night can create. You breathe under this sky. You rest under this sky. You surrender under this sky. The final step is not a step at all. It is a release, a slow loosening of the last threads connecting you to wakefulness. Your thoughts have thinned to a whisper. Your breath has become a quiet, rhythmic tide. Your body no longer feels separate from the night around you. This is the final drift, the moment where waking melts into dreaming, where the night fully receives you. You don't fall asleep, you slide into it, peacefully, effortlessly, naturally.
Now the boundary between you and the night becomes almost invisible. Your breath, your thoughts, your body, all of it blends into the quiet around you. Nothing feels separate anymore. Nothing feels heavy. Nothing feels awake. There is a moment, brief, delicate, where you feel yourself slipping beneath the surface of consciousness, not falling, not sinking, just disappearing into softness. Your inner world becomes dim, warm, and wide. Images begin to form, hazy shapes, drifting colors, faint sensations that have no story yet, but feel safe and familiar. This is the earliest stage of dreaming. The doorway is behind you now. The day is long gone. You are fully inside the embrace of sleep, carried effortlessly, wrapped gently in stillness, held by the night with absolute calm. Your mind floats, your body rests, and you disappear into the deepest comfort of the night, without resistance, without effort, without thought. Sleep has taken over, and it holds you with perfect peace.
And now, as the last traces of awareness melt into the night, you drift into a space where even silence feels soft. There is no boundary here, no division between breath and stillness, between body and dream, between you and the quiet that surrounds you. You are floating, not upward, not downward, but inward, into a depth the waking world could never reach. Here, every moment expands into calm. Every sensation turns into warmth. Every breath becomes a gentle lullaby written by the night itself. Thought dissolves completely. Tension disappears.
Even the memory of wakefulness fades like the final ember of a dying candle. And what remains is rest. Pure, unbroken, effortless rest. A rest that holds you, restores you, softens you, and protects you without requiring a single thought in return. You drift deeper, wrapped in the soft snowfall of the mind, guided by the quiet rhythm of your breath, held by a night that asks nothing of you except to let go. And you let go, fully, completely, peacefully. Sleep surrounds you now, gentle and endless. You are safe. You are still. You are home in the quiet. Good night from SleepyZenStory.